What's up guys, Spin Firearms here, and today we're going to go over all of the different Glock sights that I use. And obviously you're going to only see a couple of my Glocks here. I have a bunch of other Glocks that have the same sights as these. For instance, the Ameriglo cap sights, those are my favorite. So I run those on 5 or 6 different firearms, so I didn't take those ones out. Only different sights for this video. Now, these are what your standard Gen 5 Glock sights look like. The Gen 3s and Gen 4s look similar, but the Gen 5s, this outline's a little thinner. It just sits a little different and honestly are a little better than the Gen 3s and Gen 4s. But not a big difference. But that's what they look like. So right out of the box, that's what you get, unless you get a certain firearm like a rebuild that comes with night sights or the 19X and stuff like that. Some of them, they do sell with night sights, but your average Glock is going to have a setup like this. So usually, if you're like me, the first thing you want is night sights. Not only are they cooler and more practical, but also shooting at night and stuff like that, it's just better to have. These are my favorite night sights right here. These are Ameriglo cap sights. Like I said, I probably have these on 6, 7, 8 different firearms, multiple colors, and this is my favorite setup. And people always say, oh, well, the rear doesn't glow. Actually, it's a phosphorus rear. Just like that yellow outline up front, it glows just enough to see it. And then you have that tritium front sight. That's honestly my favorite sight picture. I love it. Ameriglo caps are my #1. Now, there's a bunch of others that are tied for second and third for me, because I do like a lot of different sights. But for suppressor height sights, these are the way to go. I'll show you the mistake I made in my other suppressor height sights. Anyways, right here. This is the white outline front for the tritium front, and these are Ameriglo suppressor height sights. They offer a great co-witness with any red dot, basically, and that white does not drown out the dot. For my eyes, that white sort of just allows the red to take it over, versus a colored front sort of blends with it and mixes with it and draws your eye off of the actual red dot itself, which could cause you to not shoot as good as you wanted to, or confuse it basically. But these are the way to go. I think this is what I'm going to start putting on all my builds or firearms that are optic ready and have an optic on them. Next up, we'll go to my Glock 39. Guys, I love this firearm. A lot of people hate on it. Chambered in 45 GAP. This is also a little video to show off a couple of my firearms. If you like firearms, you like seeing other people's firearms, just like I do. I watch firearm collection videos all the time just because I love firearms. It's not to say, hey, I have this, you don't. It's simply to say, hey, check these out. This is my hobby. I love doing it. You know, what do you have? That's why I tell people. They always ask me, where can I send you pictures of my firearms? People send them to my Instagram every single day. I kid you not. I'm like, awesome build, that's sick. People give me ideas all the time, and I honestly love it. So I appreciate if you guys send that stuff to my Instagram. I will reply. Anyways, these are XS big dots sights. A lot of people ride for the XS sights, especially the big dots, and this has a blacked out rear. As you can see, it truly is a big dot up front, orange outline with a tritium front, blacked out rear. I love it for my Glock 39. Very accurate sights. Very easy to line up. Now, this is my all-stock Glock 26. Once again, Ameriglo cap sights, but these are in that orangish red. They almost look a little red, but I believe they're sold as orange. Yeah, I guess they do look orange. But these are my favorite. Like I said, the rear does light up a little bit. It's like a phosphorus, so it takes light to charge it up. Anyways, love this thing. Love my Glock 26s, as you know. Now, here's my Glock 27. These are one of my favorite sights. These are from, I believe, Truglo, and these are 3-dot sights. A lot of people like that 3-dot picture. A lot of people like the SIG X-ray sights. These are somewhat similar to those. As you can see, they're outlined with white, and I would say this is the budget version of the Tritium or Trijicon 3-dot tritium night sights, which I'll show you in a second. As you can see, you have the white outline and the 3-dot tritium. Love it. Great option. That's on my Glock 27. Right here is one of my favorite everyday carry builds. I always say it's my second favorite because I do have one build that I like better. But I went all out with this thing, making it exactly what I wanted, and it turned out great. And that's a Wheaton Arms trigger. A lot of people ask what certain things are on my firearms, so I like to just put them in the video. That way they don't have to comment, and I may miss the comment and not respond. That whole sort of thing. Wheaton Arms trigger, can't beat it. Leaves a lot of room. If you're in a cold state for gloves, leaves a lot of room in that trigger guard. Great trigger. Anyways, Trijicon 3-dot sights. They're similar to the ones I just showed you, just shaped a little different. These are some of the most accurate sights I've ever used. Obviously, accuracy depends on the person who's shooting, but these sights are just perfect, easy to line up, and very bright. For some reason, that white just sticks out. It kicks out at you, and you realize these are really nice. They are pricey though. They were like $115 or something like that. I got them on sale for $115, but you can't go wrong with them. But like I said, if you do not want to spend that, you want to spend $60, you can go with these. Next up, I believe these are Ameriglo Hawthorns or Hackathorns. One of the two. I'm sure you could look it up and figure it out, but it has that square rear instead of like a U-notch. It's got that square rear, orange outline, tritium front sight. Love it. This is on my Glock 43. And I never tried these sights, but I'm like, hey, I like blacked out rear sights. I want something to try it on, and this 43 was the perfect match. Love them. They do make them for all size Glocks, so if you want it for something thicker, you know, a Glock 26 or 19 or 17, they do make those. They're just good sights. I'm not going to lie to you. They're just good, accurate sights, very easy to line up. I like sights that have less space in the rear, because sometimes I feel like when you're shooting fast and stuff like that, and you're mag dumping or practicing shooting fast, you'll tell yourself, okay, this is fine. You know, you're not 100% straight on with that sight, whereas if there's less room in there, it's much easier to line up, in my opinion. That's just how it is for me. The more space, the harder it is to get straighter. That's what I really like about those sights. Now, these were recommended by a lot of people, so I had to throw them on my Gucci build. And yes, Oakwood Mike, I'm calling you out right now. This is a Gucci build. I'm just messing with you. He always gives me a hard time in a lot of my videos, but I enjoy it sometimes. He's also nice in a lot of videos, so you never know with him. So here's a shout out. I appreciate you watching. Subscribe and following the content. Anyways, Truglo TFX sights. I believe these are the pros. Anyways, a lot of people like the fiber optic sights, but they also want night sights. A lot of fiber optic sights do not have tritium in them. This is the best of both worlds right here. And I do like that front sight coming forward more. I just feel like the closer the better, the more accurate, and it is a U-notch rear. As you can see, they do pop. Right now there's a little bit of sun coming through my window, and they do pop out. And you still got that orange outline. They're great sights, they're great quality, and they're great shooters. So that was a perfect build to put them on. Really enjoy those, but those are pricey. I think those were $115 as well. If you look around on the internet, you may be able to get them for $105. What I did actually was on eBay, and I put a bid, and the guy accepted. I think it was $110, $115 with tax, something like that. Anyways, love those sights. Now, these are one that always get attention from people. People always ask to see this build. They like the back plate, because how real is that? That's the realest thing you've ever seen, or the realest thing you've seen all day. Anyways, Meprolight Bullseye sights. Notice something missing on this firearm? Yeah, no front sight. You don't need one with these sights, which is sort of cool. It's just technology. That's what I tell you guys. There's nothing wrong with advancing and trying things. Stuff like this is really cool. They're the same sights. This company, Meprolight, made them for the SIGs, the SAS, for the 365. Anyways, you just line that little dot up in the center and shoot. And they're great. And people always say, oh, well, you can't see your target. Guys, it's the same thing as with regular sights. It looks the exact same. They didn't design this to obscure your ability to see what you're shooting at. That doesn't make sense. Meprolight is a high-tech company, a very good company, well-known in a lot of things, a lot having to do with rifles. But anyways, you can see how bright that is. There's just a little bit of sunlight coming in through the window right now, and it's picking it up like crazy. These things are awesome. Very cool technology. You got to applaud companies like this. Even though they're not the most popular, even though people always say, oh, well, you can't shoot accurate with them. You know, within 20 yards, you're accurate with it. And what else are you going to use? A small firearm or pocket pistol or micro 9. You're going to use it within 20 yards most likely. So, yes, these are awesome sights. Very cool. Love them. Next up on my Glock 26 build, this is the one sight setup that didn't work out for me, but it's because of my eyes, and that's the reason why. So obviously you can see the Holosun is being washed out because of the camera. It causes astigmatism, so you can't see what the actual shape of it is, and just imagine your eyes doing the same. So I have astigmatism a little bit, so it is a little blurry for me. And also, it sort of messes with my eyes having that orange there because it doesn't wash out. Right now, you can see it's washing it out, but normally it's a circle with a line, and a little dot in the middle. And that orange can wash out that center dot. Also, it can distract you just seeing that orange, especially if you're used to having an orange or yellow front on other firearms, front sight on other firearms. So, anyways, I would like to swap that out to the white front sight that I showed you guys in the other ones. Other than that, they're great sights. I can't complain. The thing about it is everyone's eyes are different. Everyone's eyes picks up things differently. So in this case, these weren't the best choice for me, but they very well could be the best choice for you. Next up, these are probably my second favorite sights, tied with those Trijicon 3-dot sights. These are the Ameriglo I-dot sights. They are very accurate. This is on my Glock 19 with the TLR 7A, the best light out there, hands down. Anyways, they're just good sights. And what it is a little tritium dot in the rear, tritium front with an orange outline. And it's just super accurate, very fast, very easy to line up. I just like them. They're good sights. I know some people made builds and they added these to them. And they said, hey, these are awesome sights. So they seem to work out for a couple people. Anyways, awesome sights. Love them. Right here, these are some controversial sights or rarely talked about sights. These are the ghost ring night sights. This is on my Glock 29. Recently was carrying this out in the woods. Anyways, ghost ring. It's all in the name. You see that ring right there? And then you just line those dots up across. It's like normal 3-dot sights, although you have a ring, almost like taking your vision and like narrowing it down. Like you see what you need to hit. Like that's it. You're not like seeing all this and everything else. You're just seeing what you need to hit through that circle. So some people like them, some people don't. I don't mind it on a Glock 29 build, something that's going to be carried in the woods and stuff like that. Just shot at the range. They're actually really good sights. And if you get used to them, you can get used to any sight out there. You can get good with any sight out there. Ghost ring sights, once again, I can't ever talk down on a company for innovating and doing more and trying stuff, because you never know when that stuff is going to end up working out for someone, in a situation when they need it to. So yeah, pretty cool sights, love them, and they glow like crazy. Running out of room. Last but not least, these are Truglo sights on my Barracuda build Glock 26. I love this thing. To be honest, guys, I'm going to be real with you. Ever since a couple months ago, this thing has become a safe queen for me. We all have them. We all have those firearms that we don't take out as much just because they're so beautiful. And this wasn't even an expensive build. Anyways, Apex trigger for anyone who's wondering. Suarez International slide. Barracuda tactical base plate. It's actually a very ergonomic base plate. Feels really good in the hand. I believe it's +2 or +3. I could be wrong on the +3. Anyways, love this thing. It just worked out great. Used to shoot it a lot. Don't shoot it as much anymore. But Truglo 3-dot sights with the orange outline. They are the U-notch rear. Some people like the U-notches, some don't. I don't mind them. I like them on my Hellcat and stuff like that. And I like them on sights like this. A lot of people like the square, though. I do prefer the square. But they're good sights. They're very bright. There's good quality sights. And chances are, if you pick them up, you'd probably like them too. So honestly, the thing about sights that makes it hard to try and figure out what you like, it's trial and error. But you sort of have to spend the money to try it. It's not like renting a firearm. You can't go and rent sights. But if you stay with some of the cheaper options like the Ameriglos and the Truglos and stuff like that, you can get 2 pairs of sights for the price of one, and maybe one works out and you can return the other, or maybe it doesn't. You just put it on another firearm that's for range use or whatever. But it is hard to find that right sight for you. Like I said, Ameriglo caps, where are they at, are my go-to. This is what I like. For some reason, I just shoot really well with it. That lining up of the box and that line is just perfect, very easy. And that's on firearms that I carry a lot. And the one I forgot, hold on one second, I do have one more for you. Sorry guys, one of my carry firearms as of recent, this is Glock OEM night sights. These are Glock sights, stamped Glock. This is my Glock 27 build. Love this thing. Actually been carrying it right now. Love this thing. And basically, they're similar to those Trijicons, similar to those Ameriglo 3-dot sights with the white outline. They just don't pop as much as the Trijicons do. But they're similar to, where's my other Glock 27? Pretty similar, just a different shape. But even the Ameriglos pop a little more. But also, these are older sights. I've had these sights on my Glock 27 build for a while now. Actually took them off another build and switched them over to here. They work, they're great, and they're bright. They're bright as can be. So those are the Glock OEM night sights. And yeah, those are all my Glock sights. So thanks for watching, guys.